it is, we're going to be here every week, right? And that builds in what?
Trust.
Trust. Accountability. Camaraderie. Absolutely. There's no direct classification overlaps. You might have like companies that have the same demographic, but don't necessarily do the same thing. I know Chuck and
Mark.
You guys are in related fields, yet you do two separate things or two different products, but a lot of the same clients. So they're great for reciprocating back and forth to one another. This week we changed it up a little bit, but what is the same usually every week at our meetings? We have a set agenda. We get a lot done in the time that we're here, don't we? Unlike, I'm a member of a Lions Club, and I love Lions, I love Rotary civic groups, and I'll speak just from my experience in my Lions Club. At about halfway through the meeting, I'm like, what are we doing here today? It seems like we talk in circles, we don't really get anything accomplished. The set agenda is the key, I believe, to a lot of the success that we have, because it shows that we're professional, we respect each other's time, our commercials have a time limit on it, we just can't go on and on forever. And then we build in the, we have a 10-minute speaker. Our chapter has two 7-minute speakers. And then we have the referrals and testimonial portion of the meeting, which is important because it shows visitors and also everyone else around us what we've done over the course of the week to help the members out. Is acceptance and or renewal in the chapter automatic? No. Why not?
Get into the chapter and be productive members.
Absolutely. Actually, that is on some of the declination letter. It says simply, you're not a good fit for our chapter. It could be for a variety of reasons. But again, it shows that we want really the best, right? The cream of the crop that's out there. Something that someone, not only an individual, but also a business that's going to fit well into the model of your chapter. Mark did a recap as to the number of referrals that were passed. Why do we keep track of that? To improve. We're all business owners here. How many of us set goals at the beginning of the year for our businesses, right? Why do you do that?
Accountability.
Accountability. To have a game plan, a roadmap to see where you're going. But also, what do you do periodically throughout the year? You check back, right? You reassess, see how you're doing and reaching those goals. Chapter is doing the same thing. You're tracking these referrals, you're tracking your closed business to see how things are going. Mark lied to you. His job isn't just to look at those numbers, it's also to interpret them, to see how the chapter is doing, to see how the members are doing. So, again, that builds in another level of accountability, but also for visitors and for the chapter to know what direction that your chapter is heading in. What if you got to the middle of the year and your referrals were down by 25%, but your membership was still the same? That's going to lead into different education segments for Raymond to do. So the chapter works as a team, and that leads into something else that's unique about B&I. You all have a leadership team that's here. What does a leadership team, and Wayne's probably bugging you already, what does a leadership team do every year? New officers, and where do those officers go? To training, right? And we're laughing. I know sometimes it seems redundant, or you've been trained before in these things, but they always pull back some new ideas. You're probably going to pull at least one thing out of that training. But again, for the visitors and for newer members, something that I found unique about B&I, in my Lions group, it was like the top 3, I think, that go to training in our chapter, or in our club. In B&I, the entire leadership team goes to training. So we're constantly, it's a culture of self-improvement, it's a culture of learning, and it's a culture of bettering the chapter. Alice and Jim they go to the national conferences. They're always bringing back some tidbits and some nuggets from there. How many of you were not comfortable standing in front of people when you first joined B&I and doing commercials? A few? How do you feel now? You a little easier at that? How come? I'm sorry? Experience?
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect?
Supported group.
We have